Shalom, good morning, welcome.
Shalom, Boker Tov.
Welcome back to the study. So today we're going to continue reading the Torah portion of Balak. So we left off on the part where King Balak called the prophet Balaam to come in and curse the people. He is afraid, right? The Israelites have been gaining territory. They've been defeating mighty nations that they weren't supposed to be able to win over, and they did. So he's afraid, and he wants Balaam to curse them. And so Balaam knows that he shouldn't do it, but he wants the honor, he wants the money anyway. So he is trying to figure out if there's a way that he can follow Yahweh's order not to say anything, but also make the king happy. So in the chapter, we read chapter 22 of Numbers of Bamidbar on Monday, and we're going to continue today. And we were reading about the messenger of Yahweh that tries to stop him from making a mistake, from going. And the donkey is speaking to him, obviously, which is really interesting. And so now we're going to see what happens, how this unfolds. We stopped a little bit of a cliffhanger. We're going to continue with the last few verses of chapter 22, and then we'll continue on. We're going to try to do the whole Torah portion today. It's not very long. We'll try to finish it all today instead of doing the study on Friday, because we're going to be going to a Hebrew Roots conference, and I thought we would be able to do the study remotely, but we won't be able to. So we'll just try to do it all today, and then Monday's study we'll try to do it on Tuesday. Okay. So let's we'll say the blessing and we'll begin.
Baruch Yahweh Hamboram. Baruch Yahweh Hambora Leolam Bae. Baruch Atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikochamim. Manatan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Yahweh Noten HaTorah. Amen.
Okay, so again, I'm going to share the screen here, and again, we are reading in Bamidbar, that's Numbers, chapter 22, the very end of the chapter, verse 36. Bamidbar, Numbers 22, 36. And you have it here on the screen. Okay. Here we go.
And when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the border at the Arnon, which was the extremity of the border. And Balak said to Balaam, Did I not urgently send to you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to esteem you? And Balaam said to Balak, See, I have come to you now. Am I at all able to say somewhat? The word that Elohim put in my mouth, that I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Huzoth. And Balak slaughtered cattle and sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and to the heads who were with him. And it came to be the next day that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal, and from there he saw the extremity of the camp.
Let's hear that in the Hebrew. The last few verses into chapter 22.
וישמע בלק כי בא בלעם, ויצא לקראתו אל עיר מואב אשר על גבול ארנון, אשר בקצה הגבול. ויאמר בלק אל בלעם, הלא שלוח שלחתי אליך לקרוא לך, למה לא הלכת אליי? האומנם לא אוכל כבדך? ויאמר בלעם אל בלק, הנה באתי אליך, אתה היכול אוכל דבר מאומה, הדבר אשר ישים אלוהים בפי, אותו אדבר. וילך בלעם עם בלק, ויבואו קריית חוצות. ויזבח בלק בקר וצאן, וישלח לבלעם ולשרים אשר איתו. ויהי בבוקר, ויקח בלק את בלעם, ויעלהו במות בעל, וירא משם כתפי העם.
Okay. That's the end of chapter 22. We're going to continue with chapter 23.
And Balaam said to Balak, build 7 altars for me here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me here. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. Balak and Balaam offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Balaam then said to Balak, stand by your burnt offering, and let me go on. It might be that Yahweh does come to meet me, and whatever he shows me, I shall declare to you. And he went to a bare height, and Elohim came to Balaam, and he said to him, I have prepared the 7 altars, and I have offered on each altar a bull and a ram. And Yahweh put a word in the mouth of Balaam and said, return to Balak, and this is what you say. And he returned to him and saw him standing by his burnt offering, he and all the heads of Moab. And he took up his proverbs and said to Balak, the sovereign of Moab, and said, Balak, the sovereign of Moab, has brought me from Aram, from the mountain of the east. Come, curse Jacob for me, and come, rage at Israel. How do I curse whom El has not cursed? And how do I rage at whom Yahweh has not raged? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I observe him. Look, a people dwelling alone, not reckoning itself among the nations. Who shall count the dust of Jacob and the number of 1/4 of Israel? Let me die the death of the upright, and let my ends be like this. And Balak said to Balaam, what have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and look, you have kept on blessing. And he answered and said, should I not take heed to speak what Yahweh has put in my mouth? And Balak said to him, please come with me to another place from where you see them. You only see the extremity, but not all of them. Curse them for me from there. And he took him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And he said to Balak, stand here by your burnt offering while I meet over there. And Yahweh came to Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, go back to Balak and say this. So he went to him and saw him standing by his burnt offering, and the heads of Moab with him. And Balak asked him, what did Yahweh say? And he took up his proverb and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Listen to me, son of Zippor. El is not a man to lie, nor a son of man to repent. Has he said and would not do it, or spoken and would not confirm it? See, I have received to bless, and he has blessed, and I do not reverse it. He has not looked upon wickedness in Jacob, nor has he seen trouble in Israel. Yahweh his Elohim is with him, and the shout of a sovereign is in him. El, who brought them out of Mitzrayim, is for them like the horns of a wild ox. For there is no sorcery against Jacob, nor is there any divination against Israel. Now it is said to Jacob and to Israel, what has El done? Look, a people rises like a lioness and lifts itself up like a lion. It lies not down until it devours the prey and drinks the blood of the slain. And Balak said to Balaam, do not curse them at all, nor bless them at all. And Balaam answered and said to Balak, have I not spoken to you, saying, all that Yahweh speaks, that I do? And Balak said to Balaam, please come, let me take you to another place. It might be right in the eyes of Elohim that you curse them for me from there. And Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor and overlooks the wasteland. And Balaam said to Balak, build 7 altars for me there, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me here. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar.
Okay, so she read chapter 23. Let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
כ"ג ויאמר בלעם אל בלק בני לי בזה 7 מזבחות והכן לי בזה 7 פרים ו7 אלים. ויעש בלק כאשר דיבר בלעם. ויעל בלק ובלעם פר ואיל במזבח. ויאמר בלעם לבלק התייצב על עולתך ואלך אולי יקרא אדוני לקראתי ודבר מה יראני והגדתי לך. וילך שתי. ויקר אלוהים אל בלעם ויאמר אליו את 7 המזבחות ערכתי ואעל פר ואיל במזבח. וישם אדוני דבר בפי בלעם ויאמר שוב אל בלק וכה תדבר. וישוב אליו והנה ניצב על עולתו הוא בכל שרי מואב. וישם משלו ויאמר מן ארם ינחני בלק מלך מואב מהררי קדם. לך ארה לי יעקב ולך זועמה ישראל. מה אקוב לא כבוא אל ומה אזעום לא זעם אדוני. כי מראש צורים אראנו ומגבעות אשורנו. הן עם לבדד ישכון ובגויים לא יתחשב. מי מנה עפר יעקב ומספר את רובע ישראל. תמות נפשי מות ישרים ותהי אחריתי כמוהו. ויאמר בלק אל בלעם מה עשית לי לקוב אויבי לקחתיך והנה ברכת ברך. ויען ויאמר הלא את אשר ישים אדוני בפי אותו אשמור לדבר. ויאמר אליו בלק לך נא איתי אל מקום אחר אשר תראינו משם. אפס קצהו תראה, וכולו לא תראה, וכובנו לי משם. ויקחהו שדה צופים אל ראש הפסגה, ויבן 7 מזבחות, ויעל פר ועיל במזבח. ויאמר אל בלק, התייצב כה על עולתך, ואנוכי יקרא כה. ויקר אדוני אל בלעם, וישם דבר בפיו ויאמר, שוב אל בלק, וכה תדבר. ויבוא אליו, והינו ניצב על עולתו ושרי מואב איתו. ויאמר לו בלק, מה דיבר אדוני? וישמש לו ויאמר, קום בלק ושמע, האזינה עדי בנות ציפור. לא איש אל ויכזב, ובן אדם ויתנחם.
I love that.
ההוא אמר ולא יעשה, ודיבר ולא יקימנה. הנה ברך לקחתי, וברך ולא אשיבנה. לא הביט אבן ביעקב, ולא ראה עמל בישראל. אדוני אלוהיו עמו, ותרועת מלך בו. אל מוציאם ממצרים, כתועפות רעים לו. כי לא נחש ביעקב, ולא קסם בישראל. כעת יאמר ליעקב, ולישראל מה פעל אל. אין עם כלביא יקום, וכארי יתנשא, לא ישכב עד יאכל טרף, ודם חללים ישתה. ויאמר בלק אל בלעם, גם קוב לא תקובנו, גם ברך לא תברכנו. ויען בלעם ויאמר אל בלק, הלא דיברתי אליך לאמור, כל אשר ידבר אדוני, אותו אעשה. ויאמר בלק אל בלעם, לך נא אקחך אל מקום אחר, אולי ישר בעיני האלוהים, וקבותו לי משם. ויקח בלק את בלעם, ראש הפעור, הנשקף על פני הישימון. ויאמר בלעם אל בלק, בני לי בזה 7 מזבחות, והכן לי בזה 7 פרים ו7 אלים. ויעש בלק כאשר אמר בלעם, ויעל פר ועיל במזבח.
Okay, and we're going to go on to chapter 24. Sorry, today's a little bit longer, but so interesting. Right, let's continue hearing what it says. So, chapter 24. And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh to bless Israel, he did not go at that other time to seek the use of sorcery, but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted his eyes and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes, and the spirit of Elohim came upon him. And he took up his proverb and said, the saying of Balaam, son of Beor, and the saying of the man whose eyes are opened, the saying of him who hears the words of El, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with eyes opened wide. How good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel, like wadis that stretch out, like gardens by a river, like aloes planted by Yahweh, like cedars beside waters. He makes water flow from his buckets, and his seed is in many waters. His sovereign is higher than Agag, and his reign is exalted. El, who brought him out of Mizraim, is for them like the horns of a wild ox. He devours nations, his enemies, and he breaks their bones, and with his arrows he smites. He bowed down, he lay down like a lion. And like a lion, who would arouse him? Blessed is he who blesses you, and cursed is he who curses you. I'm going to pause there and let's hear that in the Hebrew, and then we'll continue.
פרק כ"ד. וירא בלעם כי טוב בעיני אדוני לברך את ישראל, ולא הלך כפעם בפעם לקראת נחשים, וישת אל המדבר פניו. וישא בלעם את עיניו, וירא את ישראל שוכן לשבטיו, ותהי עליו רוח אלוהים. וישא משלו ויאמר, נאום בלעם בנו בעור, ונאום הגבר שתום העין, נאום שומע אמרי אל, אשר מחזה שדי יחזה, נופל וגלוי עיניים. מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. כנחלים ניטיו, כגנות עלי נהר, כאהלים נשא אדוני, כארזים עלי מים. זל מים מדלייו, וזרעו במים רבים, וירום מאגג מלכו, ותנשא מלכותו. אל מוציאו ממצרים, כתועפות רעם לו, יאכל גויים שריו, ועצמותיהם יגרם, וחיציו ימחץ. קרע שכב כארי, וכלבי מי יקימנו, מברכך ברוך, ועורריך ארור.
Okay, we're going to continue with verse 10. We're going to see how the king Balak responds.
Then the displeasure of Balak burned against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. Balak then said to Balaam, I summon you to curse my enemies, and see, you have kept on blessing these 3 times, and now flee to your place. I said I would greatly esteem you, and see, Yahweh has kept you back from esteem. And Balaam said to Balak, did I not also speak to your messengers, whom you sent to me, saying, if Balak should keep me his house filled with silver and gold, I am unable to go beyond the word of Yahweh, to do either good or evil on my own heart. What Yahweh speaks, that I speak. And now see, I am going to my people. Come, let me advise you what this people is going to do to your people in the latter days. And he took up his proverb and said, the saying of Balaam, son of Beor, and the saying of the man whose eyes are opened, the saying of him who hears the words of El, and knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with eyes open wide. I see him, but not now. I observe him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and shall destroy all the sons of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession, and Seir shall be a possession. Enemies, and Israel is doing mightily. And out of Jacob one shall rule and destroy the remnant of Ar. He then looked on Amalek, and he took up his proverb and said, Amalek was first among the nations, but his latter end is to perish forever. He then looked on the Canaanites, and he took up his proverb and said, firm is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. But Cain is to be burnt. Till when does Ashur keep you captive? And he took up his proverb and said, Oh, who does live when El does this? And sheep shall come from the coast of Kittim, and they shall afflict Ashur, and afflict Eber, and so shall Amalek, and he also perishes. And Bilam arose and left, and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way.
Okay, let's hear the rest of chapter 24 in the Hebrew.
הרעף בלק אל בלעם, ויפוק את כפיו, ויאמר בלק אל בלעם, לקוב אויבי קראתיך, והנה ברכת ברך זה 3 פעמים. ועתה ברח לך אל מקומך, אמרתי כבד אכבדך, והנה מנעך אדוני מכבוד. ויאמר בלעם אל בלק, הלא גם אל מלאכיך אשר שלחת אלי דיברתי לאמור, אם ייתן לי בלק מלוא ביתו כסף וזהב, לא אוכל לעבור את פי אדוני, לעשות טובה או רעה מלבי. אשר ידבר אדוני, אותו אדבר. ועתה הנני הולך לעמי, לך יעשך אשר יעשה העם הזה לעמך באחרית הימים. וישא משלו ויאמר, נאום בלעם בנו בעור, ונאום הגבר שתום העין. נאום שומע אמרי אל, ויודע דעת עליון. מחזה שדי יחזה, נופל וגלוי עיניים. אראנו ולא עתה, אשורנו ולא קרוב. דרך כוכב מיעקב, וקם שבט מישראל, ומחת פאתי מואב, וקרקר כל בני שת. והיה אדום ירשה, והיה ירשה שעיר אויביו, וישראל עושה חיל. וירד מיעקב, והאביד שריד מעיר. וירד עמלק, וישא משלו ויאמר, ראשית גויים עמלק, ואחריתו עדי עובד. וירד הקיני, וישא משלו ויאמר, איתן מושבך, ושים בסלע קמנך. כי אם יהיה לבער קין, אדמה אשור תשבקה. וישא משלו ויאמר, אוי מי יחיה מתומו אל, ותים מיד כתים, ועינו אשור, ועינו עבר, וגם הוא עדי עובד. ויקום בלעם, וילך וישוב למקומו, וגם בלק הלך לדרכו.
Okay, and so we're very close to the end of the parsha. We just have 9 verses in the next chapter, and the first kind of critical part. So let's hang in there with me, and let's continue just the 9 verses in chapter 25. And Israel dwelt in Shittim, and the people began to whore with the daughters of Moab, and they invited the people to the slaughtering of their mighty ones, and the people ate and bowed down to their mighty ones. Thus Israel was joined to Baal Peor, and the displeasure of Yahweh burned against Israel. And Yahweh said to Moshe, take all the leaders of the people and hang them up before Yahweh, before the sun, so that the burning displeasure of Yahweh turns away from Israel. And Moshe said to the judges of Israel, each one of you slay his men who were joined to Baal Peor. And see, one of the children of Israel came and brought to his brothers a Midianite woman before the eyes of Moshe, and before the eyes of all the congregation of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tent of meeting. And when Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aharon the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a spear in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. Thus the plague among the children of Israel came to a stop. And those who died in the plague were 24,000. Okay, that's the end of the parsha. That's in chapter 25. Let's hear that last few verses in the Hebrew.
פרק כ"ה. וישב ישראל בשיטים, ויחל העם לזנות אל בנות מואב. ותקרנה לעם לזבחי אלוהיהן, ויאכל העם, וישתחוו לאלוהיהן. ויצמד ישראל לבעל פאור, ויחרף אדוני בישראל. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, קח את כל ראשי העם, והוקע אותם לאדוני נגד השמש, וישוב חרון אף אדוני מישראל. ויאמר משה אל שופטי ישראל, ירגו איש אנשיו הנצמדים לבעל פאור. והנה איש מבני ישראל בא, ויקרב אל אחיו את המדיינית לעיני משה ולעיני כל עדת בני ישראל, והם מבוכים פתח אוהל מועד. וירא פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן, ויקום מתוך העדה, ויקח רומח בידו, ויבוא אחר איש ישראל אל הקובה, וידקור את שניהם, את איש ישראל ואת האישה אל קובתה, ותעצר המגפה מעל בני ישראל. ויהיו המתים במגפה 24,000.
Okay, and that is the end of the Torah portion. So there's a lot here to kind of go over. We can read what we read. Oh, God, you want to comment on that?
Well, I just wanted to comment on verse 24:17, where it says, a star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. And it's talking about Mashiach, Yeshua HaMashiach. And he is going to smite the corners of Moab and destroy the sons of Sheth. So this is very interesting how it goes with other scriptures that are telling about the scepter of Jacob,
Right.
and how it's not going to depart from Israel.
Yeah, and it's also telling Balak what's going to happen to his people, right? He's king of Moab, telling them that these Israelites are going to
Amalek.
destroy them. So that's very interesting. I was going to mention also that how we know that this situation with Bilam is prophetic, right? And how he goes up to curse them 3 times. And instead of cursing, he blesses them, but he does 3 different times that he goes up to
in 3 different spots.
3 different areas, right? So I think there the number 3 is key. I was thinking, I'm not sure if I can explain this. Maybe you can help me. But I was looking at this as demonstrating how the people, the outsiders, right, like people that were not Israel, these other people, the way they had a different view of Elohim, a different view of their gods, and a different view of Yahweh. You see how Balak keeps trying, even though he hears Bilam blessing them, he keeps trying again and again, these 3 different times, right? And I think they had this idea that they could kind of manipulate their gods. You know what I mean? Okay, well, it didn't work here, maybe over here, and maybe maybe 7 offerings weren't enough. Let's do another 7. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of a reflection that they had a different idea of the way their gods worked, you know? And I think it's interesting that you see here that they did have some kind of understanding of Yahweh. Not that they were followers of Yahweh or anything, but that they probably believed that he was one of many of their gods. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. That's what I was thinking when I was reading this.
I guess they all ended up doing whatever they pleased, with their gods, quotes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But with Yahweh, you cannot manipulate him.
Exactly.
He said, I cannot go against my word. I already blessed Israel, and I cannot go back on that.
Yeah. I mean, like they had this idea, right? If they did like this certain incantations or certain sorcery, then they could have this access, right, to the spiritual realm. So I think that, and it's important to know like the difference between the way that they viewed the relationship with the Almighty and the way the Israelites view the relationship with Yahweh, right? That's important to know that they're not the same, that there's different because there's differences, especially because when kind of people take like a historical view or a scholarly view of the scriptures, they tend to think that there's that they're all the same, right? That all religions have a fundamental similarity, right? And that it all comes from the same place, and in a way that discredits our faith in Yahweh. So there is a difference, and it's not the same, right? And how many times have you heard from other, we're all serving the same God? Not quite, not exactly, no. So that's important to know when the difference is between that, and because they're important differences.
And there are certain parameters that Abba, explicitly explained to the people of Israel. This is the way I want you to worship me. You will not worship me as you worship, as the people of other nations worship their Elohim. You should honor me in a certain way, and when they didn't pay attention, there were consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, they get away with enticing the men of Israel on following the daughters of Moab, which I believe it was a cunning plan of this prophet to make the people of Israel fall.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we should explain. It's not explicitly here in chapter 25, but it explains later that this was a plan that Balaam counseled Balak to entice the Israelite men to whore, and commit adultery, which is connected to idolatry, right? And so this was his counsel to him, and that is explained I think in the next parasha, Pinchas. So it's not explicit here, but that is part of their plan. And I was going to mention that also, how we see at the beginning, Balaam says several times, right? I cannot curse what Yahweh has blessed, right? And then the problem is that when they commit this idolatry and adultery, they come out from under the covering. They come out from under the protection of Yahweh, and now they're vulnerable and they're exposed. And that was part of his plan, of his purpose. But I said earlier that it was one of my favorite parts before the part where they sin, because it's really showing like the fidelity of Yahweh, right? His enduring faithfulness and his commitment to the covenant that he made with his people. Everything that Balaam says which is the word of Yahweh. That's why it's beautiful, right? How he says, how do I curse whom El has not cursed, right? From the top of the rocks I see him. Who shall count the dust of Jacob? And then he said, like, let me die like them, right? Like, I even want to be like them. I want to even have a death like theirs, because they were so just righteous and great. And then the other part, we like the part where he says that Yahweh is not a man to change his mind. Where is that? El is not a man to lie, nor a son a man to repent, right? To change his mind. He has said, and he would. Has he said, and he would not do it? No. If Yahweh said that, he's going to do it.
Amen.
Right? See, I have received to bless, and he has blessed, and I do not reverse it. And then it speaks to him. It says in verse 22, 22. El, who brought them out of Mizraim, is for them like the horns of a wild ox. And in the pictorial Hebrew letters, right, El is the picture of an ox. Right, that's the picture of an ox. So he's literally like the horns of a wild ox. Like he's their defender and their protector.
And I love verse 23. For there is no sorcery against Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Nor is there any divination against Israel. So those powers of the enemy are nothing against Israel for whoever Yahweh has blessed.
As long as they stay under
exactly.
his covering.
Amen.
Right? So there is a part to play. And it's not because he's capricious, would be the word. It's because it's set up that way. There are principles, right, that govern the earthly realm and the spiritual realm, right? And part of those principles is you have to follow these rules, and that's how you're under this covering.
True.
It's like if a parent trying to help a son, but if the son goes past this certain point, then you legally might not be able to help them. You know what I mean? Even if you want to, you in a legal sense, following the principles, you're just not able to help them, even if you wanted to.
True.
So kind of not the great, not the best example, but you got the idea. So we're gonna continue with Parashat Pinchas, hopefully Tuesday, so not Monday. All right, and we can say the blessings both.
Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betocheinu. Baruch atah Yahweh, noten haTorah. Amen. Be blessed today with the salt of this earth. Shalom, shalom.